Good greetings. I'm Rusty Dog. Welcome to my channel, and we're going back into Flight Sim today because we're going to continue to do the VOR flights to try and get to Gibraltar. Now we're in Pamplona, which is fairly northern Spain-ish, and so we are getting there. Won't take too long now. Roger, my man, how you doing, sir? Hope you're good today. And Mark G. Hey, Mark. Nice to see you guys here. Hope you're all doing good today on this lovely Friday. Yeah. Right. So, the title of the stream, well, part of it says Pamplona, Spain to ? And that's not because I'm keeping the destination from you, because that's kind of pointless in Flight Sim. It's because I don't know where the destination is going to be yet. So I thought, rather than plan my destination beforehand and then do the stream, we'll do all the planning right here. Because why not, right? We'll just plan it out right now. So that's what we'll do. William Barkley is with us. Hey, William. Nice to see you, man. Good afternoon to you. All right, so we're going to do the planning, or at least how I plan it in my own little way. I do have my own little nuances on how I do this. Flight conditions, oh dear. Right, we do have live traffic and we do have live weather and time of day. It is 3 p.m. here, so it's going to be 4 p.m. in Spain right now. And it even tells you at the bottom left there. Of course it does. I forgot to. Yeah. Anyway, so this is where we left off in the last stream, part 4, where we landed in Pamplona, which, if I recall, meant us flying through some of these hills, and then the airport was right in front of us. So the question is, how far is it to Gibraltar from here? Well, as you can see, we are in northern Spain, and in a commercial jet, this is going to take, I don't know, from Madrid to Gibraltar. Well, from Madrid to Malaga is on a plane. It's about 50 minutes, I believe. It wouldn't take long in a commercial jet, but we don't have one of those. We've only got a little turbo arrow. So what I'm going to do is we'll go down to Gibraltar and make that our destination, because I want to see the time. Okay, so there's five and a half hours still to go. So that's probably going to be split up into 3 flights, because I like to do maybe an hour, hour and a half. Might even work out have to be more than that then. If I can do a flight that's just under maybe a couple of hours, then we can do it in 3 goes. So we need somewhere on the map that Gibraltar's just outside of our fuel range as well, at least with the fuel we have on board currently, I think, which is about half tanks. So if we filled the tanks up, yeah, we could probably do it. But I don't really fancy flying for 5.5 hours. There are people who would want me to do that, or at least stream for 5.5 hours, but maybe not this. So do we then go to Madrid? Because that would be a good stop-off point. So if we set that as an arrival, we're looking at 2 hours. Pamplona to Madrid. That would be a good run. And to be in the nation's capital, that's not bad. Because Madrid to Gibraltar by car, you're looking at around 6 hours. And I know that because I've done it quite a few times. Right, so, yeah, I don't know, 2 hours. 2 hours, that's going to be mainly autopilot. It's going to be me talking for 2 hours, isn't it? Let's face it. Once we get it in the air, we stick the autopilot on. Do we go as far as Madrid? I mean, the next closest stop-off point I suppose we're going to have to do this, guys. I mean, this one doesn't look like it's far enough away. This looks like it's halfway. That'll be about an hour. Valladolid is... I didn't realize Valladolid was so far away from Madrid. Why did I always think that was closer? Maybe I'm getting it mixed up. I used to live in Madrid. I lived in Madrid for about 2-3 years. And I saw signposts. That was it. I saw signposts to Valladolid all the time. That's probably why I thought it was closer. Anyway, enough of my rambling. 168 nautical miles, well within the fuel range of the plane. 2 hours. I guess we just got to get on with it. Now, in Flight Sim, I will not be programming in the destination here. I don't want the Flight Sim to know where we're going, because that's all going to be mapped out in Little Nav Map, which we'll be getting into right now. So we're basically doing LEPP to LEMD, starting from gate 5, and I believe we have to take off from runway 15. Let's just go into Pamplona, zoom to details. It zooms out before it goes in, and we want to be taking off in this direction, really. So that's 15. Okay. It always wants to put us in the opposite way, though. But we'll see what happens. So we're going to remove this. Okay, so there's nothing. I don't plan to be communicating with the ATC, but I'm finding that when the flights are starting, the autopilot is, not the autopilot, the co-pilot is responding automatically. It's switched on all the time. There must be a way to turn that off by default. Okay, so let's me just move the little nav map across, and then I will put it on the screen for you guys. I can remember how to do that. That's probably this button there. Right. Okay, so if we go into airports, then I've just lost that. Oh, I can never figure out how to get this thing back. I know how to do it, but it's just a pain. So basically, it's a case of going to Window and reset Windows layout to default. Okay, so airports. And we want to start out in LEPP. We know that. That's Pamplona. So right click, and we're going to go set as flight plan departure. You can't see that, can you? Let me see if I can fix that for you guys. One moment. Give me a sec, guys. I don't know why when you're looking at a window and I right click to bring up a context menu that it doesn't actually show that. That's a little bit weird. But if I can get my taskbar to disappear off the desktop because it's in the way. On Windows, there you go. Then I can switch into desktop mode with that. All right, so right click and we go to set as flight plan departure, and that puts it over there. And the destination is L for leather, E for España, and MD Madrid. There we go. So right click and we're going to set as destination. Now, normally, well, not normally, but sometimes you would program in now departure procedures and arrival procedures and stuff like that. I won't be doing that. But I know there's a way, I can't remember how it's done, but I know there's a way to tell little nav map what runway you want to take off from. I think there is anyway. It's just important for when I... Actually, I'm not going to be exporting a flight plan. No, I'm not. It's going to be all worked out from there. So we have got some VORs in the area. not many. Beacons, oh my god. Right. All right, so these circles here are the VORs. These round ones here, they're beacons, which we can also use, but I'd rather use VOR. So we're going to have to go a little bit off course. So if I right click on this VOR and say add the VOR DME to the flight plan, should pop it into place, and there we are. So now we're just, as you can see, we're just working out our route this way. Oh, we'll go to this one as well. It does take us away from that as the crow flies, but yeah, that's fine, really. So we've programmed in only 2. Okay, I thought there'd be more. What I could do is detour to this one. I could add this one as well because, oops, well, that's the wrong option. I want to add the VOR DME to the flight plan. So the reason for doing this one, obviously, is to bring us in line with the runway. I could add a waypoint here, actually, to bring me more in line, but I think, what's this runway? Is this 18? I think with that we can line ourselves up, really. Is this Aerodromo de Guadalajara or something? Doesn't say on there, does it? Doesn't. I think it's Guadalajara. Oh, Guadalix. Okay, Guadalix. Not that one. It's not quite lined up with the with the runway, but it's close enough. So what I tend to do if I want to line it up is I will break up this line and drag it to there. And all I've done there is create my own waypoint called WP1. Actually, that could do with being dragged over a little bit. I can figure out how to do that. There we go. And that just lines me. Whoa, no, dragged it too far. This is just to line me right back up with the runway. There we go. Okay, so now what I have to do is make a note of all of the frequencies of all of the VORs that we're going to be following. Because that way I know how to tune them in. So, old style now, guys. Pen and paper, or pencil in my case. And when we take off, the first thing we have to do, you can see here, maybe, I hope you can see that, is fly in a direction of, I think this is, yeah, we take off this way and then we immediately intercept a 240-degree heading for 35 nautical miles. Right, now if we tune in this VOR and we set it to 2 instead of from, set it to 2, then it'll start counting down these nautical miles as we get there. And then once we get there, which is, oh, by the way, the frequency of this one, this is called LPA, and it's on a frequency of 115.45. That's our first VOR. And then when we get there, we need to turn to a heading of 192. All good fun, isn't it? All 192 degrees. And this is going to be double length, this one, because this is 70 nautical miles we need to be on this one. So now we can either set it to 2 or from. We can say 2, this one. This is called ban, this one. So we can either say 2, ban, and watch it count down the miles, or we can say from LPA and watch it count up the miles. Right? You know what I mean? So once it reaches 70 from, it's telling us that you're 70 nautical miles from LPA, which means you're essentially, if you've kept on this 192 heading, you should automatically be at ban. Right, so ban, it'll all make sense. Don't worry, it'll all come out in the wash. Once we do those 70 nautical miles, then we get to ban. And that is on a frequency of 112.80. Okay. Those are important because we need to tune those into the plane. And then we do another 45 nautical mile dogleg because we're going out over to that side just to line up with the runway. And that is on a 258 degree heading. And we're going to drive? Nah, we're going to fly. Let's fly, it's quicker. We're going to fly for 45 nautical miles. Once we hit this one, which is called SIE, that's on a frequency of 115.40. Then we're going to fly at 175. I'm not going to have enough paper. 175 degrees for 21 nautical miles, by which time we will hit waypoint 1, which my plane has no clue about. It doesn't. I can't program a waypoint into a plane. But I'll just have to go by my position on the map here. By the time I hit waypoint 1, I want to travel. Now then, I can just about see this, I think. Can I? Yeah. We want to be traveling for 18.2 nautical miles at, it's going to be at least 180 degrees, right? 182. Okay, 182 degrees. So not quite straight down, although I think it probably is. 180, 182 is not going to make that much of a difference, I hope, because it's only for 18.2 nautical miles. Now, when we get to the waypoint, this last one, SIE, we know that it's 21 nautical miles to the waypoint. So all I have to do is travel at 175 degrees, right? So that's my heading. And then set this to from. And the moment the from hits 21 nautical miles, telling me that I am exactly 21 nautical miles from this place, I'll know I'm at the waypoint. And once that number on the radio set says 21, then I just slightly alter my heading to 182, and we sail in to Barajas Airport in Madrid like we were flying on a magic carpet. What could possibly go wrong? Nothing. Nothing. It's all going to be extremely smooth, guys. Right. No, it isn't. Right. Back into the sim then. All the sim knows is that we're flying out of Pamplona. And I want to be on, I think it was parking 5 I plonked myself on. There's not a lot of spaces here, but I think that's fine just there. And then all we have to do is kind of trundle. It doesn't look like there's a proper taxiway here either. I don't know. Do these look like taxiways? They look a bit weird to me. So we may have to just trundle all the way up there. Up the runway here, and now to turn around. We may not have to go all the distance, but we have some lovely flight conditions going on here. So without any more delays, let's get it all going. 2 hours, guys. Oh, I've got my cup of tea here. Gonna spill everywhere. Right, had a lovely flight yesterday in the Airbus A320 with the fly-by-wire plane. They're doing so well with that plane. It's hard to believe that it's freeware. It's so good. Obviously, the Phoenix one is going to be amazing. No two ways about it. But it's not going to be free. The NX one is, considering that it's free, is just unbelievable what they're doing to it. They're really incorporating their own systems into the plane now, taking them off Microsoft and putting their own in, and new sounds all the time. It's a joy to fly it. It really is. We'll have to do an Airbus flight at some point because it's such a fantastic plane now. And it's miles away from the stock A320 that comes with, which comes with the sim. Now that plane's pretty decent on its own, but the A32NX that fly-by-wire do, it's on a different level because there's so many more systems programmed in. There's more buttons that work. The sounds are better. There's even voices now, and it's just great. It really is. Yeah. Looking forward to this. So who else is with us? We've got Roger, Mark, and William. We've got 11 people watching. Make yourself known. Say hi on the channel. And I'll say hi back. Don't be scared. Now, let's see. I can't see right now my OBS. So if anything goes wrong with the stream, I'm relying on you guys to tell me. Because I have the chat on my right-hand screen, and I have little nav map on my left-hand screen, which because I've made these notes of distances and headings, I shouldn't need to refer to little nav map, really. I shouldn't need to. But I like to just make sure that I'm not making a complete and total fool of myself while I'm on stream. I've done that enough times, you know. Happy Shrapnel. Hey, man. How are you, Mr. Scallywag? Yeah. Oh, I have to... Did you guys see the joke Angry Citizen put up today? Jesus. He's getting worse. He's getting worse. It was... What was it now? Oh. Somebody has glued my pack of cards together. I don't know how I'm going to deal with it. I don't know how to deal with it. I mean... It did make me laugh, though. All right, Pamplona. Oh, that was... That hill it just showed there, that was the one that we had to fly through in order to land here. Yes, I remember that very distinctly. Look at this plane. Oh, God, it looks damn good. Right. Ready to fly? No, I'm not really. Bit nervous. Okay, so much for the lightning and the rain then. Not that it won't come at some point. It looks a little bit cloudy, but I don't know if we can... It's a 2-hour flight. We might be able to get enough altitude to get above those clouds. I don't know how high the clouds are. I should have maybe checked the weather. Let's have a look. Weather stations. Just looking on little nav map here. Does it? I think it does tell us the weather. Here we go. Right, wind 8 knots at 151 heading. Temperature 26 degrees, dew point 12 degrees. Best runway for wind 15. Good, that's the one I want. Visibility greater than 5.4 nautical miles. And the pressure 1016 HPA. Okay, well, we put that. Do I need to translate that? 1016 PA. Remember if I needed to translate that for this. No, I don't. Not for that. It's been a while, guys. It's been a while. I need to put... Oh, here. Yeah, it is. It's a different number I need. So it's 30 in HG. 30.00. So on the dial there, we are almost at 30. So according to... See how it changes our altitude? Because it's to do with air pressure and sea level and stuff. So 30.00 HG according to little nav map right now. I don't know how accurate that weather information is, but we'll leave it at 30 because that's what it says. If I press the B key in the game, it will set it to what Microsoft Flight Sim thinks it is. Yeah, look how, I mean, there was hardly any movement. Hey, Angry, I just mentioned you and your corny joke. It did make me laugh, I have to say. I don't know where you get them from. Yeah, flying support visit. I could do with a co-pilot. Right, let's get this thing fired up. We've got a 2-hour flight in front of us, so we need to get underway. Question is, will we be able to take off without the plane going all over the place? Still haven't solved that little issue. I think this is pretty much the only plane that does it. Why is my magnetos all turned? This is pretty much the only... Oh, I know why that key was turned. Yeah, it's pretty much the only plane that does it. I think I know why, guys. Are we in a persistent state? Is it state saving? Oh, it is. Oh, flip. Man, I'm glad I remembered that. Shoosh. That means the plane is in the exact state it was when we landed. I'm going to need fuel. What's the fuel? We don't know. I haven't turned the ignition on. Let's put the battery on. Oh, we're all right for fuel, though, I think. Yeah. Did I put some in when we landed? I think that's plenty of fuel. Let's check. Of course, I didn't turn the key off properly when I landed last time. I hope I did everything else. Let me just check this little magic button down here. Nope. It looks like... No, I didn't alter that either. Oh, Rusty, come on. Now, the other thing I want to know is, who's doing the fuel management? Oh, the plane is. Okay. Let's just leave that as it is. Right, the battery volts, they're going down a little bit because I've just put it on. Oil quantity is 8 quarts. I think that's fine. I think we're fine for oil. Yeah, with the state saving, it leaves the plane exactly as it was. If there's any buttons I didn't turn off, or more specifically, if there's any lights I didn't turn off, they'll wear the battery down. And then you've got a no start. And you have to charge the battery up. Like, look at this. I left this here, and it should have been in the off position. See? Just things I didn't do. Volume buttons, I've left them up because I always forget to do those. So we'll just do those. Let's turn those up. I think this is going to be for the ATC though, so I might want to just turn those down later, because she does get a bit naggy. All right, let's crank it over then. So battery on. Already you're whinging. Why? Why? What, you want to be in the next position down or what? Something's not right then. I don't know why it would do that. Okay. I think if I have this little lever down, I think that puts the landing gear in my control, as opposed to the plane automatically lifting the landing gear when we take off. I think I prefer it this way. Right, let's just test the lights. All good. Yeah. Hey Victoria, how are you? Right. So, next up is whatever this is. Fuel pump, is it? Yeah, that's what that noise was. I'm not going to use the fuel pump at the moment. So beacon light on because the engine's about to start. Temperature is nice, 20 something, wasn't it? So I won't need the heato heat, I don't think. Landing light, probably should. Right, fuel pump I won't bother with. Panel lights, I left those on. Well done. Done. Good thing I turned the battery off then. Okay, so fuel mixture up. Propeller mixture up. A little tiny bit of throttle, not a lot. Okay, so let's prime the fuel. Okay, a little bit of fuel pressure and crank it. Ooh, now what have I missed out? I could put the fuel pump on, I suppose. Did I not press the fuel enough? Let's put the fuel pump on low. Give it another go. Nope, this ain't right. No oil pressure. Oh, here we go. It's got it. Okay, I think we can turn the fuel pump off now. Alright. Not one of them shows the right time. You'll be landing in San Diego International Airport soon. On the simulator or in real life? Okay, so temperature is 20... I don't know. Let's see if we can wiggle ourselves forward a little bit and have a look. 22, 24, 26 degrees. That's what it said on... Yeah, temperature 26, it said on a little nav map. Wow. Okay. Dead accurate then. Alright, 26, and I'm going to try and reach 4,000 feet, something like that maybe. So we are plus 20 something. I'm going to try and aim for 4,000 feet here. So we want to be around there. So this should indicate our true airspeed once we're up there. Right. What next? What have I missed? Nothing. Flaps have to go down at some point. So does the parking brake, obviously. Not into those those propeller revs, but propeller's looking a bit weird for me. Right, so we need to make our way to runway what's its face, and we are there. If you see my cockpit scrolling out, it's stupid there. Stop it! Right. That's going to be quite a little bit of a taxiway to get out of there. We need to do a full 180. Okay, let's do it. I have since recalibrated my throttle, both, get out of the way, never mind, both in Windows, in the sim, and somewhere else, which I'll think of when they stop talking.
Runway 33 using taxiway. Contact tower on 118.2 when ready.
Oh, in Windows?
Taxi to in-hold.
Oh yeah, in the Airbus flight bag, there is a calibration tool as well, which I used. Now, one thing I want to take off is the co-pilot's ability to the HTC communications. And that's the problem, because they just did. The problem is that they've now put the taxi arrows on, which I didn't want, and also the radio communications now are going to keep nagging me. But what I'm going to do is ignore them, and eventually they'll go away. And it might be just easier to take off from this runway and turn around rather than taxi all the way up. I think we'll just do that. We're pretty much just getting on the runway now, if I can stay in line. Oh, in the simulator. Oh, cool. So this is runway 32. Not the one I was intending, but it'll do. All right, so because the ATC's now started, they're gonna have to ask for permission, aren't we? See, clearance VFR. It's not VFR. We're going IFR. So yeah, I'm just going to let them tell me I didn't have permission to take off or whatever. Alright. Well, all looks good. We're going to engage one set of flaps. I think that's going to be enough for this runway. It looks long enough. And let's see at what point the aeroplane starts veering off the runway and doing all of its little party tricks. So manifold pressure is 15. Oh, that's where the 40 is. Okay. Oops. Oh. Right, so we want to get the manifold pressure up to around 40. Maybe not that much. Okay. I didn't want the propeller to be so revvy. Okay, so I'm just going to pull back slightly on the joystick just to take some weight off the front wheel. That might be worse or better. Oh, she's wanting to go. That was better. That was a lot better. Question is, have the wheels come up? Nope. This is the problem. Even though I've pressed it, look, the flaps are up. You see, it won't do it. And that's because of that stupid button. So I'm just going to have to pause because it's so awkward to get to. See how long it takes just to zoom in on it and focus in on it? Not even letting me do that. Really? Good thing I paused. Why won't it do it? Oh man. Like nothing. Just nothing. Just won't let me do it. Okay. Does this need to be in the down position? Oh, flip, flip, flip. Alright, what we'll do is we'll attempt to take it off the pause. It doesn't want to do that. Nope, it's not unpausing. It's not unusual to be low. Why isn't it not unpausing? Okay, what have I got to unpause this with? Oh, this game is getting. Normally it's P for pause and then I have the button on the right of it, which is the open bracket. Oh, it's escape now, is it? Who changed that? Wasn't me. Must have been one of the updates. Okay, escape it is. So let's bring the... I don't know how to do this, guys. I think it's not moving the thing because we're in pause mode. Let me try instead. See, that was... Escape brings you to the menu, and that's the problem. So we'll try active pause and see if I can do it that way. This is crazy. The plane literally does not want to bring its own undercarriage up when you tell it to. One of the pitfalls of this, I think we're going to just have to hope we don't crash. No, it won't. So we're going to be flying with the wheels down. That's down. I don't know. Yeah, we're going to be flying with the wheels down, guys, because they won't come up. Unless we restart the flight, of course. I do not understand what is going on here. the slightest. And I am traveling miles away from my destination. See, there's no... Oh, there it is. So the trigger button is back here where the label is. Alright. Well, I'll be dipped. Now, where's the plane? I've just completely lost it off the map. I don't know where it is. So we need to be heading at 240. That was a disaster. Takeoff went okay, but stupid wheels just would not at all. And I haven't programmed in the VORs. So 115.45 is the first one. Seriously? Okay. 115.45 and we are traveling to. It has picked it up because it says so. On needle. There. 235. That's where we need to be now. I don't know where my plane is on nav map though. It's supposed to center it. Oh, I got it. I picked it up. We're not that far out. Yeah, I should have programmed in the VORs earlier. Forgot about it. The next VOR is 112.8, so we can program that in down here. For no reason. Okay, let's just get back on course and then we'll be good to go. What plane did you use, Victoria? I'm assuming a commercial jet, maybe? All right. A little bit. Right. I want to gain a bit of altitude actually, but those clouds are pretty high. We're coming up to 5,000 above sea level at the moment, not necessarily above the ground. Let me turn my little headlight on, that's not making a difference. We'll intercept the 235, is it? No, 240 or 235 heading, yeah. We'll intercept that in. Actually, no, that's changed now, awesome. Okay, so now it's 239, which is what you would put this to. But once we get there and I line up, we can try and switch to autopilot. Okay, so this is a 35 nautical mile run down to where we are, and we've got 31.3 nautical miles remaining. Isn't this fun? Right, so now we can switch over to the heading that we're supposed to be on, which was around. You see how that yellow line in the middle is now lined up? Does that look dark to you guys, those dials? We just need to flip it over just a bit more. Okay, so now we're on course, but you'll see that the yellow line is slightly to the right, so that means we're slightly to the left of our ideal line. That's fine. So let's get the autopilot going. So we need to switch this to Omni to pick up the VORs, autopilot on, heading on, and altitude hold, which is a bit of a cheat, on. And now I've just let go of the joystick completely, and now the plane's going to line, it will line these lines up now. So next step, fuel efficiency. We need to bring the mixture down, so keep an eye on the needle on the AGT, exhaust gas temperature. You'll see the needle move up as we move down. And then once it's down there, it'll swing back again. See? So we want to leave it right where that optimum point is, right there. Next thing, propeller. Ideal is going to be 2,300 revs. So 1, 2, 3. We want it at that third point. So 2,300 revs. There. That's not really going to alter airspeed too much. And airspeed is currently nearly 150 according to the true airspeed, but I'm going to bring that down just a little. Not too much because we do have a long flight and I don't want it to take too long. Actually, I should be doing it with my physical throttle, really. And this way we can just keep some nice fuel efficiency going, fuel flow, which is measured by this needle here, I believe. Tells you the fuel flow per hour, I believe. Yep, fuel flow, gallons per hour, right down into the 10. That's brilliant. That's some good efficiency, right? Why is there 100% there then? I don't know. 100% should be telling me, yeah, it's perfect. Actually, we've got, with all that tuned, we've got some decent speed here. And we've only got 25 nautical miles before the next turn. So the idea would then be to program this 112.8, which is the next VOR, into here for it to follow to the next one. According to Little Nav Map, the plane is exactly on the line, which is exactly where it needs to be. Let's take a look out at lovely northern Spain. Got some dark clouds over there, but we're not flying towards those, thankfully. Boeing 737. Is it any good? Are you flying it in this simulator? Are you in Microsoft Flight Sim? I am. I cannot wait for the Boeing 737 MAX to come out from PMDG. I am so much waiting for that plane. I just want to fly Boeing, and the Phoenix A320. I want that one as well as the free one. And also, what's the other plane I'm after there? I know Concorde is coming out. That's definitely on my hit list. I'm sure there was another plane I had on my must-get list, but those two, the A320 and the Boeing 737 MAX, both of those. I know the Boeing hasn't got a fantastic flight record, which is why they had to ground them. But hopefully, I can keep mine in the air. There's no chat on the screen. Okay. Yeah, there it is. The chat comes on only for a little while and then it goes away, so it doesn't clutter the screen. But yeah, it is. It's there. You had me worried there. When there's no chat on the screen, it means people aren't chatting. You have to chat for that. But yeah, no, if you play the stream back, it'll all be there. Okay, so what we have to keep an eye on now is our distance to the VOR, which is currently 18, and we're flying to it. And as long as these two are dead center, then we're good. So the only thing this plane doesn't actually come with in real life is this altitude hold. You kind of have to do that yourself. The plane will do the heading for you. It'll turn itself and fly on the heading that it wants for the VOR, but you have to do the heading. You have to do the pitching and all that stuff yourself, really. I'm kind of not doing that, but I know that the next heading is 192. So if I program in 192 right now, right, I think I'm correct in saying, because 192 is the heading we go on after we've got to that VOR, right, which is here. So once we hit that VOR, I can just change this from Omni to heading, and the plane should then change direction to this heading bug, which looks like a pair of underpants. But anyway, it'll change to that heading bug, and while it's doing that, I can set up the frequency here for the VOR, and then I can switch it back to Omni, and it should follow the same heading, I think, theoretically. So manifold pressure is 30, kind of want to be, I think 20, isn't it? Let's just back off the throttle. I think 20 is where we want to be. I mean, look at see the fuel, if you look at the two needles, one is M, one is F. M is obviously manifold pressure, F is fuel flow. As I move the manifold pressure down, the fuel flow starts to go down as well. Let's get it down to 20. I'm going to slow the plane down a little, but now we've got better fuel flow, so we'll be even more economic now. I think 20 is around the manifold pressure you want to be at when you're cruising. I think so. I think that's what the book says. Yeah. So we've dropped speed down to, well, we're still dropping a little, but yeah, it's around there, around 125 knots. If everything's to be believed here. Whoa, 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 what's going on here? Have we dropped temperature? We have. We're around 10 degrees up here now. We better alter this. And we are at 7,500. Okay, so we're going to match the 7,500 with the 10 degrees. So that's going to be 0, so that notch will be 10. So if we match it, it's going to be roughly around there. So this is our proper airspeed now. It's still falling a little bit, which is okay. I don't want to keep it. I don't want to go too much slower than that. I may just increase the manifold pressure a little bit just to get a bit more speed out of the thing. Let's get it up to 25. Don't forget, we're not altering the propeller speed or anything, it's just throttle. Let's get it up to 25. Put a bit more push on this thing. Chaotic Crow. Hi, Chaotic. I've just got an Xbox Series X, and so I badly want to play this game, but this looks so complicated. Yeah, I mean, it can be, but I've picked up a lot since playing this. More than I picked up in Flight Sim X, I think. And I'd like to revisit Flight Sim X, by the way. But if you start off with a standard small planes like a Cessna 152, where you learn the dials, just learn the basics of flight first. There's loads of tutorials within the simulator, so it's certainly worth having a go at. Right, so when this reaches 0 point something, I'm going to switch this button from Omni to heading, and the plane should roll over, and not completely, it should roll and it should go towards this heading, which is currently 192, which is the next heading going further south. So according to little nav map, we're at 6,700 feet. Oh yeah, 6,700, isn't it? Not 7. So 6.7 is going to be around this notch there, and I want to line that up with the 10. So this will be 0, 10, 20, and 30. That's our temperature, outside temperature. So 0, 10, we're about 10 degrees. That will be around 7.5 right there, that notch. And that indicates now that we're flying at 130. That's our true airspeed. Does that match up here? No, it thinks we're flying at 123. So someone's out, because the plane dial reckons we're about 16 on that dial. The true airspeed is 130, but this instrument tells us that our ground speed, this is ground speed, I think. The ground speed is 124. I might be talking completely out of my... Yeah, but I don't know. I think I'm right with this. And then you have this for your beacons, this machine here, and that ties in with this dial here, which gives you direction. It doesn't give you distance. VORs give you direction and distance, and beacons just give you direction. So before we hit it, we're 4 nautical miles away. Let's have another look out. Clouds are really high today. I don't know what the cloud altitude is. We can find out, I think. It looks pretty high. Like, how high would we have to fly to get above? Yee. Let's have a look. Oh, does it tell us now? No, it doesn't tell us. It should put the information here. That'd be nice. Like, it normally tells you here with lines what the clouds are. But I'm just going to leave that as it is. It's a little bit of wind there. Okay, so we're getting a little bit closer. I've never used this old Garmin. Maybe I'll have to figure out how to use this one day. This is a very old thing though. And of course this plane does come with Garmin GPS, which you can fit in here. It does have it, but I'm going old school here. VOR. Best way to start learning, really. You flew from the UK to Denmark in a fighter jet. It kept climbing and falling all the way there. It was fighting to keep it level. Yeah, there can be a number of factors for that one. Pretty much pitch trimming as well is one of the things. If it's not trimmed, you're going to be fighting it all the time. Like where here I've got my, or pitch or elevator trim, they call it. So there you go, elevator pitch trim. The plane, the autopilot's taking care of it right now, but 0-0 means it's, you know, that's your best chance of level flight, I would say, or at least for takeoff. And then if you find the plane is pitching one way or another, you would adjust it with the trim. Okay, that's gone zilcho. So let's switch this to heading. All right, and while the plane is doing that, I'm going to program in 112.8 and see if it picks it up on the stack here. Let's see if it picks that up. Because once the numbers come up on there, then we can start dialing it in on this, I think. So, yep, we are a little bit to the right, but the plane is more or less, it's more or less there. So 112.8 is our next VOR, which is BAN, but this one is 70 nautical miles away, so we might be a little bit too far out for this thing to pick it up yet. And as soon as those numbers appear on here, then we'll get it. But I don't think we've got anything right now. Where are you going? See, this is changing that. So if I change this to match the heading bug, there you go. If I change it, so when it does pick it up, this vertical line should stay watching, it's not that one, is it? Is it? Or is it this one? Well, one of them. Oh, this one, yeah, the vertical line. It moves sideways. It should stay pretty much in the middle. Let's see when it picks it up, because we're on course, but this is the biggest leg now. We've got 70 nautical miles now. Where are we? Where are we in Spain? Logroño we just passed, which is, I guess this. Is it? Yep, Logroño, that place is called. This is the first time, I think, or at least for an extended period of time, that I've flown with the altitude hold enabled. If I do it by just doing it manually, I'm going to be up and down on the altitude all over the place. So this is just full autopilot, really. Still flying by the instruments, so it counts. Ah, fresh air. And cold air as well, really cold. Yeah, so it'll be picking it up soon. I don't know what the range is on a VOR. I don't know what the range is and if they vary, because I think there are high VORs and low VORs. I think high ones are for commercial planes, I think. Oh, I don't know if I'm talking. If anyone knows better than me, please tell me if I'm going wrong. But I think there are high ones and low ones, and I think general aircraft like this can pick up the high ones as well, obviously, but they're more useful for the commercial jets, I think. I'm only new in this field, so I'm still learning, and I am very much willing to learn more as I go along. I really want to just pick up as much information about this as possible and just kind of absorb it like a sponge and just try and take in as much, not too much in one go because it just confuses things, but yeah, just to try and add a little bit of info to my knowledge every time I fly, so I can just learn something else. You know, I mean, I thought VOR flight was going to be like, I only knew GPS because it was really easy. GPS, you program in your flight plan, it's on the computer, you stick on the autopilot and the plane just does it. You don't have to think about it. Once you've taken off, you don't have to do anything until it's ready for landing again, really. But with VOR, it's more old school, because now you're having to work by flying from VOR beacon to VOR beacon, and you're going, or station, not beacon, station, VOR station. And you are having to know what frequencies they're on, and obviously what heading to do once you get there and stuff like that. So the flight plan is a lot more manual, rather than just saying, hey, I want to fly from A to B, Mr. GPS, plot my flight plan, you know, or just line of sight. Yeah. Stephen, hi Stephen, and Thomas Hughes, hey Thomas. Line of sight, VOR is line of sight, approximately gives the, okay, approximately 123 nautical miles at 10,000 feet, 1.23 times the square root of the height gives the line of sight range in meters. Oh, okay. Line of sight range. Is that kind of when this instrument would start picking up the distance? Is that what that is, what you mean? Or am I just or is it line of sight for me? Because this has to kick in at some point. I've got the frequency right, 112.8, according to little nav map, 112.8, yep, 0.80. Yeah, it should start picking it up. I'm pretty confident it will. I could have started the timer as well. I did learn something about the A320 yesterday, just a small thing. These chronos, they have them on the Airbus as well, the stopwatches, and obviously they get used to time the flight duration. But what I didn't know was they also get used to time how long it takes for each engine to power up. I think they allow like a minute to get to a certain percentage of pressure or speed, whatever it is, the rotation, before they decide this is enough power. Now we can start the next engine. I think it's like when it's at 19% power and climbing that they decide we can switch the other engine. I think that's what it was. I've been trying to read the full checklist and the details to go with the fly-by-wire Airbus, because not only do they provide you a free awesome plane, but in their website they've got a amazingly documented, detailed checklist and things to watch, to check out before the plane starts, and it's super detailed. A lot of effort's gone into it. Eddie Ryan, mountains can change that, of course. Yes, indeed. Maybe when we get over this one then. We've got just about enough height, I reckon. If the station is over the horizon, you won't pick it up. Okay. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Or does it? Because it's a flat Earth, right? Kidding. Yeah, no, I suppose, yeah, if it's over the horizon, then it's way out of line of sight and stuff. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Are we okay to clear this? I'm sure we are. Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to worry about that. A little mountain getting in the way. I always seem to wonder with these, with this color green on the ground, if it's really like that. I don't know. It's almost like it just needs just a tiny bit of desaturation, just to make it a little bit less green, just to take some of the color out of it just a little. A lot of the countryside I find in Spain is there is green, but I find a lot of it to be like a brownish color. Obviously it's a hot country, so yeah, and I find it to be more brownish, at least where I went. Not where I went around Spain it was. Look at the plane. It is getting buffeted quite a bit. Seems to be okay there. Yeah, you see it's up and down. It's not picked anything up yet, and we're veering off course a little, but we're still kind of sort of on course-ish. I'm going to adjust the heading bug just to let the plane change. We need to go to our left a little. I'm just going to change just a bit. There we go. It's amazing because I'm literally steering the plane with this knob now. I just turn the knob and the autopilot turns the plane. Haven't got it yet. And the other one, we were 35 nautical miles away for the first run, and it picked it up immediately. We're not halfway yet on this 70 nautical mile run, so I reckon we are at least, looking at little nav map, I'd have to say we're probably, if that's 35, we're probably around 45 nautical miles away from it, if I had to guess. Now it'll pop up on here and show me how wrong I was. So we're heading down to this ban this band thing, this band VOR. Let me just pop it up on the screen for you guys. So you can see we are on that purple line near the top there. I'm just trying to veer the plane just back in a little bit, and we're heading down to the bottom VOR, the circle, which is ban. Okay, the plane's hitting that that line now, so what I'm going to do is change the heading bug back to the original course, which was 192, and that's going to put us back to where we were. And we should be pretty well on course, back on that line. We just had a little bit of a drift there, but it's okay. A little bit of a drift. Eddie, I would assume if those are standard VOR beacons, the second one should be detectable at the changeover point. Yeah. Yep. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? I just don't know why it hasn't picked it up though. And we're flying into some low cloud as well. And we've got some wind turbines up front. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. See, look, that's where we need to be. 192. It'll be okay here, right? They're not clouds, but look how it's low there. The are they clouds? Oh, I don't know what it is. Mist, whatever you want to call it. Oh, the wind turbines go all the way across there, look. I remember when I was driving up through Spain, all the way to from south to north, basically, covering the entire country. There was a few places that I passed that mainly it was more somewhere between Madrid and Malaga, that southern, more in the lower half, where we had, there was like a couple of big fields, and they were just jam-packed with solar panels, like solid, just all in a row, tons of them. So it looks like, yeah, Spain's doing its bit to help the environment here. If only they could stop killing cows for fun, or bulls, I should say. Yeah, stop stabbing bulls, you barbaric. I can't be doing with it. Yeah. What's these dots here? Is this meant to be some kind of precipitation on the screen or what? Yeah, there are some marks on the screen, but I don't think it's... I don't know if it's not rain, I don't think. It might just be precipitation or something. Man, I'm going to turn this off. Why isn't this picking up? I would have expected it to by now. On 2.8. It's not going to matter because, I mean, it would matter if I didn't have little nav map, because then I wouldn't know when to make my turn. I would just have to try and program in the next VOR and hope, but I don't know what I would do really. I'd probably have a chart in the plane with me, so I would know. Yeah, I would kind of know where I can, or if there's a beacon I can hook onto or something. I don't know what I would do. Don't know. But I've got little nav map to tell me when to make the turn. But the idea is not really to use that and do it off the instruments. That's the whole point. Ah, we have it. 37.5 nautical miles it picked it up on. And yeah, it's bang on. It's picked it up because it lights up here, and that needle is smack dab where it needs to be. So now that we've picked it up, we can switch it from heading to Omni, and that will make the slight alteration, and now we are heading straight to the VOR. Right. Relief. One of them knobs must turn the radio on. The radio's already on, but I'm not communicating with the ATC, so they're kind of quiet. Is that what you mean, that knob? Because these are the navigation ones, they're already on. Now, the next one, when we reach ban, is SIE, which is 115.4. Just to remind myself. I don't know why I can't just... I don't know why I can't... When it picks up, or when we've got to this one, why I can't just switch from nav 1 to nav 2 and have the plane fly to nav 2 and then program in the other one. There is a... That's a nav GPS switch. The only nav 1 and 2 I've seen changing here is this one for the Autopilot. So if I have it on Omni and I program the next one into here, into nav 2, which is this one, can I then just switch this button to nav 2 and it'll start flying based on this dial? Because that's how it should be, surely. So SC is 115.4, but of course this, I don't know if this is even going to work. Oh, let's swing it back. So this would be the, it has picked it up already. About 230. 230? Yeah. Because we are looking at it slightly from the side there, so if we were to look square on, oh actually it's not quite there, is it? Let's see if 231 is more accurate. Yep, pretty much. Okay. Getting a little bit cloudy there, but it's all good. Speed is good. Fuel is not too bad. Definitely enough to get to where we're going. Manifold pressures, fuel flow is, yeah, fuel flow is pretty damn good. Flying very economic. Very environment friendly. Okay, a little bit of inclement weather, but we're okay. We'll survive. It'd be nice to have some rainy kind of adverse weather. That would be cool. I should probably stop cheating with the altitude though, shouldn't I? But the only difference by taking this off, because you know these planes don't have altitude hold, but it was put in as a little hidden feature in case you wanted to use it. But it just means all I have to do, basically, if I take it off, so now the height is being controlled by me, is just trim the plane. So what trim are we on right now? Okay, so if I trim it back, let me do it with my little wheel if I can. There you go, 0. The plane's going to stay on the heading that it's on. So now we're gaining altitude, as you see. So what I need to do is just trim it back a little. And then just, once I get it trimmed out, where the needle is kind of holding in position, which does take a little while for me to get it trimmed with this stupid thing. But once I've got that done, I don't know what's happening though with this trim wheel, because the elevator trim wheel is, it keeps doing it in reverse. Like for me, when I pull the wheel towards me, I'm expecting the plane to pitch up. And it's always been that way. I've always had it set up that way. But then after one of the updates, it was pitching down when I pulled it towards me, which is not the way I wanted it. So then I went into the bindings and I corrected it, and I reversed it, and it was good. And then the next time I went into a plane, it was reversed again, and I can't make sense of it. So I don't know whether there's maybe one plane where it's reversed, or whether it's just the controls. Microsoft realized there was a error and put another patch out to fix it. I don't know. But what I'm trying to do now is just trim the plane out and keep this needle where it is, just bang in the middle. See, I'm still not touching the joystick now, although it does need, because this needle won't stay dead center like that. It will go a little bit above, a little bit below, a little bit above, a little bit below sometimes. And overall what you want is it to more or less keep this needle, you know, the altitude up and down a little bit. It does, it just saves me fiddling with the trim wheel, which I have done. I know how to do it, I know how to trim it out. It can be a bit finicky as well, because you've got the weather, which can throw you out a little bit, I think. But all in all, the plane should still be pitched level. But yeah, it's just easier to just hit that, and just the plane will keep itself perfectly trimmed out. And as you can see, we are bang on course, because that needle is vertical as it can be, which is exactly what we want. And also, we are not even slightly to the left or the right of the flight path. We are perfectly on it. Absolutely. Now then, when we hit this ban VOR, the next heading is 258. So we can go up to 258, program the heading bug, round. The plane won't act on it, of course, because it's currently, the autopilot is going on the VOR. Right, 258, that'll be the next heading that we choose, and then it's just a case of switching the autopilot temporarily to heading while we change the frequency and pick up the new VOR, and then we can change it back to Omni, where it's following the omnidirectional beacons. Or what is that the right word? Omnidirectional beacons? It's radios, isn't it? Isn't that what VOR is? It's omnidirectional. Isn't it very high omnidirectional? I don't know. Can't remember what VOR was again. Very high frequency omnidirectional range. That's it. I was going to say radio, but it's not. Yes. So it's the V is VHF basically, which I think we've heard before, right? Very high frequency. And the O is omnidirectional, and R is range. Very high frequency omnidirectional range. That's what VOR is. Yeah. Just a radio navigation system for aircraft. And that's basically it. Very cool. A very cool way of navigating. Simple when you think about it, just using beacons. Whoa, what the heck? Screenshot. Whoa. Oh my god. What on earth? We have it all round us. I've never seen this ever in this. I've had a couple of rainbows. I had a rainbow a couple of days ago in Flight Sim. But there was rain as well. But wow, a complete circle. Does this happen? Does this actually happen in the real world? I'm going to grab some screenshots of all this. I don't think I've ever had a rainbow underneath me. It looks like the rings of a planet. Oh man, highlight of the trip. Yeah, not saying it's aliens, but yeah. Oh my god, it looks like, let me see if I can pull this out to Yeah, check that out. What an awesome screenshot that would be. It's like I'm flying in my own halo. Yes, I think you're right, Eddie. I'm pretty sure, I think you're right that it is possible. I have heard of such a thing. I don't know how rare it is, but wow. I'm gonna do another shot there. I'll be having people telling me it's photoshopped. No, it isn't. It's microshopped. Has elite rings in it. Yeah, I mean, wow. Isn't that amazing? And it's like it's following me. I should replace the word like there with as if. It's as if it's following me. There you go. I don't want to fall into that like thing. It's like, yeah, like, man, it's like amazing, like. But it's almost like there's a rainbow on the inside, a rainbow on the outside. I've never seen this. I've never seen like a double rainbow and a full 360 one. What the hell kind of weather do you need for this? What circumstances lead to something like this? It's going away now. Look, those clouds are making it disappear. Bye bye. Up above the streets and houses, rainbow climbing high. Everyone can see it climbing over the sky. What was it? Paint the whole world with a rainbow. There's never more appropriate time. Oh, it is. It's raining, guys. Oh yeah, it's raining. It is. How are we doing on nautical miles? 13. Yeah, the rain is coming. So the weather forecast was for way back in Pamplona, and now we're seeing it. Oh, that rainbow was so cool. I'm so glad I had my screenshot program running there. So we were picking up moisture on the windscreen then, but unless, yeah, no, it is. It's zooming in and out, so it must be the. I thought maybe it's the monitor, but I cleaned the monitor screens the other day. Yeah, so we've got nice. The rain effects are very good as well, by the way. Ooh, I'm not going to open that little window. It's going to be a little bit too cold out there now. So at some point, I'm gonna, once we get past Ban, and I'm on my way to the next VOR, I'm gonna descend from our 7,000. I'm gonna take it down to around 4, and then on the last leg we can start descending a little bit more, just very slowly, just on the final leg into Barajas Airport in Madrid, which isn't too far away now. I think we're about, all in all, distance-wise, I mean, as the crow flies, yeah, we are halfway, I would say. We're halfway. Prismatic shields. You only get circles from the air. Yeah, clearly, yeah. It's just like a normal rainbow, I guess, only higher up, right? Because the rainbow that we see would be a full circle if it was high enough, I would imagine. Ice crystal rainbows around a full moon. Yeah, isn't the cosmos amazing? Has it stopped? Yeah, we just went through a rainy patch then. Another screenshot there. I got wet wings, look, my wings are wet. I got wet wings, wet wings. There's 2 rainbows there. Can you imagine how different the movie would have been if Sylvester Stallone had been called John Rainbow? Whole different movie. Don't worry, I just... My brain sometimes freestyle thinks. You need a 52-degree angle around whatever light source. Is that for the rainbow, Eddie? I wonder why 52. How cool though, eh? Temperature. See, if the temperature's 10 or below, you want to, if you've got anti-ice, you want to start putting it on. I'm going to just put the pitot heat on. I don't think... Yeah, if you've got anti-ice on your plane, anything under 10 degrees, I think, is probably a good time to whack it on there. 5.3 nautical miles then to switch to the new heading. Which is a right-hand turn onto 258, which is just where the heading bug is programmed. The only issue with the only issue with weather like this is it prevents you from seeing all the lovely scenery. Is it me, or is my left wing wetter than the right one? It just looks... Oh, maybe that's just normal shininess now. That looks really shiny on that side. But if it is the same on this side, I can't angle it. Oh no, didn't be. Got my landing light on, which I don't need. But we'll keep it on, just in case there's a lot of traffic up here. Oh look, more wind turbines. Wow, go Spain. That's a lot, eh? We've seen loads of them so far. Oh, those clouds. We will be turning away from those clouds. Here we got more rain coming. We will be turning away from these clouds. But what are we turning into? Over there, that's where we're turning. Oh geez, visibility zilch. Okay, so very shortly then we will need to do this turn. We're coming close to a town called Barahona. Okay, so once we get to around 0.5 on this, I'm gonna flick that switch. Oh yeah, I've gotta flick that switch. Commander Budman! How are you doing, my man? Wind turbines, I was told those were the fans which kept the earth spinning. Yeah. And everyone's got them facing in all different directions. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if we just put loads of them up and it kind of took the earth out of its own orbit? We're turning. I can just tell that by the dial. That's all. I can't tell it from outside. By looking out the window. Yes, we're turning. We're definitely turning. Budman, were you here just a few minutes ago? Like, saw the double rainbow we had? We had a full double rainbow. 2 rainbows in a complete circle. One inside the other, like rings on a planet. It just looked fantastic. Alright, so, as you can see, we need to get the VOR programmed in now that we're turning. And that is at 115.4. So let's get that in there, 115.4. And the needle should stay pretty much level, as we're already on the right course. It's got it. Actually, no, it doesn't like that, because we're not. We need to be on 258, I think. So around 258, this needle should start. There we go. 7, 8. Isn't it wonderful how it works? All nice and easy. And we're flying this one now for 45 nautical miles. looks like it's clearing up over here. Good. Because back there, it didn't look too friendly. But thankfully the weather here. Blue skies over there. Nice, very nice. Oh man, I think I'll take that. Double rainbow screenshot that we had, and I will replace the thumbnail on this stream with that image, because, and I can also replace the title and have it say Madrid. Yeah. So for this plane then, I'm wondering maybe, because we're not flying directly south, we're flying across. So I would imagine that Madrid to Gibraltar would be, even though we're flying for 2 hours and it was 5.5, if it was straight down there'd be 3.5 hours left. But we've been flying across to Madrid, so once we land at Barajas Airport, I'll find out how far it is to Gibraltar. Flying time on this plane. Wow, look at that. You may notice I also have all the POIs, all the points of interest and airport markers are all off the screen. There's none of those little sticks sticking up or graphics showing you, go this way, go that way. That looks amazing. Look at that. What a screenshot that is. The ground looks real. See what I mean about the greens just being a little bit desaturated? It just looks, there you go, there's the brown I was telling you about. That's more the color I see Spain. Like here where the tail is here. This is what you see a lot, really. Yeah, very cool. Just for that moment there, that screenshot just looked so good. Maybe I should drop 1,000 feet. Yes, I did say I was going to drop some, didn't I? I'm currently 7,000. I quite like this though. But yeah, we could drop a little bit actually. So what I'll do is I'll just take off the hold enable, and we'll just drop it down a little bit. I don't want to go too much. I don't want to drop the nose too much because I don't want to gain too much speed. I don't really want to have to start altering my throttle and stuff. I just want to keep everything as it is. So we'll just start descending. What I've got to do is push forward on the joystick, because any left-right motions that Autopilot is doing, we can actually now switch that back to Omni. Some more wind turbines, I think. Is it turbines just going behind this pillar here? I think behind it. I believe so. I don't even have to push the joystick down here, do I? I could just alter the pitch trim for a little while. But I'm quite happy keeping the pitch trim just where it is. But yeah, it does look like we have some low cloud coming up as well, so we're going to have to sail through that, unfortunately. As long as the weather's clear in Madrid. Ooh, little bump there, little air pocket. I think if I was flying this plane in real life, those little air pockets where the plane would just like drop for like a fraction of a second, it freaks me out in a commercial jet. So imagining one of these things. I wonder if I sat in this plane in real life, how I would manage. Obviously have a flying instructor next to me, but I wonder how far I'd be able to go in terms of taking off, flying it, and landing it. I wonder. Maybe not trust myself too much on the landing, but certainly flying it I should be able to manage. I don't know. It's curious, isn't it? Because with study level planes, if you get to know them properly and you've read the manuals and you've done everything properly, the transition to a real plane, obviously there's things you would have to be told and to pick up, you know, to pick up on stuff, but still, you know, there's different scenarios in real life than there is in a simulator, and you can get yourself killed. But I'd be kind of really interested to know what I could do. Right, for some reason it stayed disabled, but yeah, now we're 5,000 feet. So we'll drop it once we get over, because I can't see what this altitude is. Once we get over there, I'll start to maybe drop it a bit more, because this isn't, we're not 5,000 off the ground. We are 5,000 above sea level, I believe. So what our actual altitude is, I don't know. I don't think this is from the ground though. Yeah, Robert, try it. It would make for a good video. Yeah. Rusty's last video. Yeah. There'll be a place called Rusty's Mountain. This is where the plane came down. I'd be too nervous though. Part of me would love to just fly a plane like this. You know, on a nice day, nice weather, and just fly it. It would be an incredible experience. It really would. That, I mean, when you buy your own car and you have that new sense of, you know, your first car ever, and it's like you have this sense of freedom that, you know, you're just suddenly freed up. I can go here and there. So a plane must be that next level, you know, because look where you can go now. We're going to have to maybe climb a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, no rebuy in real life. Yeah. It would be incredible to do it. I mean, if I could see into the future and see myself flying a plane like this and landing safely, I would do it in an instant and say, yes, let's do this. It's going to be incredible. But I'm a nervous flyer. It's not the flying that makes me nervous itself. Like, I'm quite happy to sit in a commercial jet. Like, again, if I knew it was going to land safely, I'm happy. I'm okay with it. It's just that thought of crashing that freaks me out. But takeoff, I love takeoff in a commercial jet. It's just that power. You can feel that power as it takes off. Cruising is the easy bit, and then you have the landing, which is, yeah, which you hope they get right. And I'm fine with it. I'm the guy, I'm looking out the window and say, hey, look how small the people are down there, you know, and the guy next to me says, well, yeah, that's because they're ants, we haven't taken off yet. But it's just that thought of something going wrong. But I don't know, maybe flying an Airbus in a simulator will give you more of an appreciation as to maybe, I don't know, like maybe how safe it actually is. You know what I mean? Because it is the safest form of transport, we know that. The other thing is, though, it may be the safest, but if something does go wrong, your chances of making it through maybe not as great as it would be in a car or something. Or maybe, I don't know. I don't know, it all depends. He'll push him out and he'll fly until he hits the ground. See, now that's another thing. I've got friends who've jumped out of a plane. Yeah, I mean, EasyJet really need to get their act together. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, they jumped out of a plane, and again, that's something that would make, when I'm sitting on the edge of that plane waiting to jump, I would be so damn nervous. It would just freak me out. You know when you do your first jump and you're strapped onto somebody's back or something or whatever, or onto their front or whatever. I don't know how it works, but but yeah, again, it's one of those things where you're going down. You just enjoy the moment while you're going down, and then it's just kind of hope the parachute deploys. But it, once you've landed and you've realized, hey, I'm actually alive, it must be just one incredible experience. Has anyone jumped out of a plane? Anyone done it? It's got to be amazing, right? But, oh man. Yeah, it would freak me out, but it's one of those things that I'd love to do it. But I'm not the kind of person who's like a thrill seeker or an adrenaline junkie. That's not really me. I'm going to take some nice screenshots here because this weather looks incredible. But, yeah, I can see the thrill. It must be incredible. The actual height will be told by the control tower by telling you their pressure. Okay, I haven't been communicating with them, but yeah, thanks for that, Mark. And welcome, by the way. I hope you're okay. Get a nosebleed standing on a curb. I think maybe I could probably say with a pretty good degree of confidence that if I jumped out of a plane and, parachuted nicely and safely to the ground, I'd probably want to do it again. Yeah, I think maybe. I think I probably would. Because it's got to be one hell of a thrill. 15 nautical miles left to go, traveling ground speed 124 knots, 7 minutes arrival time. Woohoo! We do have a clock, don't we? Yeah, 17:49. Is that the local time? It is. That is the time in España. Is it? Oh, wait a minute. If it's coming up to 5 p.m. here, yes, then yes, yes, it is. It is very correct. I was looking at the time on the little nav map. Ooh, hello. We're getting a little bit close. That was a bit too close for comfort, if I'm honest. I had to give it a bit of welly there. I've got a yellow light on now. I'm going to check that in a minute and see what's going on with that. Oh my God. Are we suddenly in fast motion? Wow, this is amazing. We're gonna have to fly higher, guys. We're going over the Macizo del Pico del Lobo Cebollera. Okay, I have no clue what that is, but it looks like it's a mountainous area, so we're gonna have to just gain a little bit of altitude here. I'm gonna get it back up to 7. That was freaky. Oh, bungee jump? No way. No, 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 no. That's not going to happen in my lifetime. Not for me. No, 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 not a bungee. That's not the kind of thing that would... that doesn't buzz me. That feeling in your stomach as you go down and then you get pulled back up again, and you hope you don't whack your head on the floor, and you hope that the bungee doesn't snap. And no, not interested. No sir, no way, no how. I would rather jump from a plane than bungee. Oh, please don't hit anything. Please don't hit anything. Guys, I don't know if we're going to go through this. I think we're alright. Yeah. Oh, man. Oh my God. Yeah, we are in the middle of a mountainous area. If I can do this without crashing. Where are we? Window, window, window. Oh God. Thankfully it's still pulled up there. This is where we're going. See that big green patch there? That's where we're going. That's what we're flying through right now. Oh man, that was a little bit scary. That was scary. I don't know whether we would have hit that if I hadn't pulled up or not. It would help if we could bloody see. How about gliding in a glider? Oh, in the sim or in real life? In real life, no. No, it doesn't appeal to me because it hasn't got an engine. Oh, maybe though, it's quite an easy... Like you can control it pretty well, can't you? And it is a small thing, so you've got plenty of landing opportunities. You see, but something like, if you look at the space shuttle, right? It goes up like a rocket, comes down like a plane, right? But it's more of a glider because there's no engines when the shuttle comes down. You don't get to like, oh, we're not going to make it, we're going to go around and try again. You don't get to do that in a shuttle. It's one go. That's it. You're gliding in like a brick coming down, and the only thing slowing you down is the belly. You know, the air pressure, the air hitting the belly, slowing it down. That's it. Yeah, I know Bonehead did it. Oh, I know he did. Yeah, but I don't know, maybe. If it's very claustrophobic inside one of those things, though. I don't know. No, I'd probably rather be in a powered plane. Right now, I've got no visibility. And the problem is, I got no GPS to tell me what the terrain's like, or, you know, that GPS screen where you can see the terrain on the map. I got nothing. So I would probably go up another 1,000 feet right now, if I'm honest, but looks like we're definitely through the worst of it. So with that in mind, we need to bring ourselves back down to Earth here, because we are really motoring here. So let's just back off the throttle, back to the old manifold pressure. Mixture still set where it needs to be, and we are 1 nautical mile. Oh, now we're 1 nautical mile out. So let's switch to heading. We've gone past the thing. now we need to get to the waypoint. Great. I went past it. We're a little way past it, but we'll be fine. I'm assuming that Barajas Airport does have yes, it does have a VOR. We could look onto that and it would bring us right onto one of the runways. But I'm going to go for the waypoint. But I think we're going to have to steer the plane with the heading bug for a little while. So I need to go to my left. Let's get the plane over there. The problem is I don't know when to start descending. I mean, we're getting away from the mountainous regions, so to speak. So there's another rainbow again. Yeah, it looks like it does look still a little bit hilly. So I'm going to go a little bit further. On the run into Madrid, it's a lot better. But right now we're at just over 7,000 feet. And now we're not using VOR at all now. That's just headings. So we want to be at 175. As soon as I'm back online, I want to be at 175. And this is where I need my little nav map. Otherwise, I could have just programmed in a beacon or a VOR. The VOR at the airport would have been easier. You've got 4 hours in a glider? I probably would love it. Yeah, it's just one of those things where, yeah, you just get nervous about something going wrong, that's all. I mean, it looks very simplistic to fly, you know. Once you've got the basics of flight, then I don't suppose it's too difficult. So we're going on a heading now 175. I'm going to turn that heading bug to 175 right now. That should put us back bang on course. And when we hit the waypoint, we're just going to increase the heading from 175 to 182, and that should bring us directly into Barajas Airport with the runway right in front of us, and hopefully I won't mess up the landing. So, can we start to descend? Possibly. But I can't see through here, so I don't have any other information. So down we go. Just if there's a big hill or a mountain and we crash, well, I don't know what to do. I can't see me doing the flight again, to be honest. Looks like we're still ascending. I'm trying to push the nose down, and she's still going up. Oh, I hate this. Please just come out the other side and just be some nice landscape. In real life, this has to be nerve-wracking. And we're still going up. I'm pushing down on the joystick. I need to trim this thing. Oh, now we're going down too fast. I don't want to lose too much altitude. We are veering off a little bit, but it's okay. It's fine. There should be a little river below us. I can't see a thing. There's nothing. at all. Please come through the cloud. Can you imagine doing this though in... Right, I'm going to start using pitch trim because this plane's not really interested in going down on its... With my joystick, I have to push it too much. Oh my god. There we go. That needle will not stay still. Yeah, there is no terrain warning on this thing. The terrain warning on this is... Ah! That's what it sounds like. I mean, is there anything? Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks okay. Let's start dropping a bit faster then. And if I'm honest, we could do with changing the heading to 178, I would say. Just add a guess. Let's try and bring us into line. Once I change it to 182, that should be final approach. Because we are approximately, if I had to guess, that is a 21 nautical mile run, of which we are halfway, so maybe let's call it 10 there. 10 and 8, is that 18 or 16? I can't see. 18. Yeah, so I would say 18 nautical miles away from Madrid. And it's raining. Oh, lovely. Raining and visibility sucks, guys. Sucks. Bad. Really bad. Okay, heading change to 180. Maybe 180 is going to be enough. We are a little bit off course. Just we're slightly to the left, which is why I'm turning at 180 sooner than normal. Oh, we've just passed the Ristorante El Picachuelo. Just passed a decent restaurant apparently, because it's on the map. So it's over there. Ristorante Picachuelo. Down there. Right, we are slowly descending. And I am slightly to the left there, I think, of the runway. I'm just going to go back 179, maybe 178. We enable the altitude hold at 4,002. Guys, I hope I'm doing this right. The runway should be bang in front of me. Night vision. Wouldn't it be awesome? Just relying on instruments. Completely. Like, this is now from that beacon. So when we're 21 nautical miles away from the beacon, or from the VOR, we should be at the waypoint. Because the distance between the waypoint that I created and the VOR is actually 21 nautical miles. So that should tell us at 20, when that's reached 21, then change to 182 heading. But oh boy, I can't wait to see my landing. That's gonna be fun. Once I switch to the final heading, which is only a couple of degrees, I will start my descent. But we'll still have 18.2 nautical miles to the airport, so I've got plenty of time. Don't you dare freeze on me now. Death becomes you if you do. Okay, so we will be switching to 182 momentarily. We can see it's 20.3 now. So close. It's going to be roughly where it is. Roughly there. 20.6. Yeah, it's going to be more or less. Hang on. Let's do it. 182. We are on heading, right? Yes, we are. Okay. We're on the final run now. Now here's the thing. It looks like we're on target here. Are we? It looks like it. I don't know whether we're a little bit to the left or to the right. A little bit to the left. Okay. I should be able to make that adjustment. Coming in. I'll have to see. We are so close to the airport, guys. So Barajas Airport is northeast Madrid. 182. Okay, so my intention is now to keep it there. Oh, lightning. Oh, absolutely. That's what we want. Visibility 0. They wouldn't even let me take off in this weather. Let me put this to 182 for no reason. I just like arrows lining up. Right. We're at 4,236 feet and we're going to need to start descending and also slowing down as well. I'm going to maintain the autopilot on the heading. Well, wish me luck, guys. We're about 15 nautical miles out. I don't see any runway lights yet. So let's start descending and hope that runway lights will be visible at some point, because we should be staring it right in the face within the next 15 miles. Oh, this is better. This is better. I'm quite happy now just to bring the plane down just a little bit more and then hold it again. Like there. Once we have the runway in sight, I will then increase the mixture and the propeller speed back to maximum and control the rest with the throttle. The airport's going to be invisible. Oh, check out altimeter settings for local area. Right, as I don't really have... Can I do that from here? I could, or I could just press the button on here. So, yeah, I've just done it. And it is there. This hasn't adjusted very much. The air pressure settings. So for Madrid, it's 29.97, which isn't too far away from what we had. Yeah, there you go. It's got it automatically. Brilliant. Well, automatically when I press the key. Oh, why can't the airport be here in this lovely, lovely clear part of the sky? Why not? Okay, altitude now is going to be under my control. I don't have the airport in sight, but we should be able to see some flickery lights. Not those, not the sky ones. I don't have it in sight, but let's up the mixture propeller. Question is, does the undercarriage come down? It does. Okay, I don't need it yet. I just wanted to make sure that when the time came that I would have it. I'm going to keep the autopilot on the heading until last moment. So let me just pull back so I can just click that button and turn it off when I want. Where is the runway? It's got to be here. It's got to be right here. It's to my right. Check altimeter as well. Yeah, I'm not talking to the ATC though. This is ATC free flight. No, nag free zone. We are, or should be, directly pointing to the runway. Like, bang on. Runway 18 left. I'm not getting permission, I'm just landing. That's because I went. It's that stupid button by the seats again. When you go with no throttle at all, it beeps at you. Okay, first flaps deployed. Undercarriage down. Oh dear, we are low, aren't we? We're lower than I thought we were going to be. Mess this up, Rusty. You're there, it's right here. Just gonna gain a little bit of altitude. Well, I'm gonna just pull the nose up a little, just keep it. Okay, autopilot, thank you for your service. Just gonna veer to my left a little and wonder why I still can't see the damn lights. Something's gonna hit us. We're going to hit something. I don't want to put the you know, the gates, I don't want to put those on. It's too late anyway. We're so low. God. I'm veering off to the side. Trust me guys, it's here. It is. It's somewhere to my left. Oh God, I'm veering off to the wrong side now. Why is this happening? I can't keep the damn thing straight. I'm not going to hit the runway properly. It's so hard to keep the plane in a straight damn line. There it is. Ooh. Wow, talk about last minute. Full flaps. We did get the wheels out, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Considering how late it was seeing the damn runway. Holy crumbs. I guess you expect those kind of things in these weather conditions though. Man. Right, taxiways are on our right. That is scary. Look how much it's raining though. Look at this. It is absolutely cats and dogs. I did have a little nervous twitch on the joystick there when I saw the runway. Oh, Jesus. That was a scary one. I mean, we didn't see it till the last minute, and I didn't know if there was going to be like a big bunch of trees coming over. Thank you, Simon. It's not bad handling for my level, the level that I'm at, to be honest. So the taxiway is just a little bit further down, and there is a shed load of planes here. I'm not sure if the planes that are showing on little nav map are true with what's on the live traffic, but if it is, there's loads of them. There must be about 50 planes here. It's crazy. This is bad weather, man. Hey, Yuthura. That was intense. I wasn't expecting, because we took off in decent weather. In Pamplona, we got another rainbow in front, guys. I don't. Oh no, is it a rainbow? No. I'm seeing things. It's the damn propeller outline. I've got rainbows on my head now. Yes, the weather in Pamplona was actually very decent. I mean, it said thunderstorms, right? But in Pamplona itself, well, not really. It was blue skies, a bit of cloud, but in the main, the weather was not too bad. It just happened that we ended up flying into it, which was nightmare. And just coming here into Madrid was... But we've made some good progress today, guys, from northern Spain into pretty much what is dead center. Yeah, 2,000 feet above sea level, yeah. Still says 2,000 on the altimeter. Exactly. It doesn't pay to pay too much attention to that. It's not always the right figure. Now, where am I going to park? I don't know. I can get it into the parking area. The problem is knowing which is the parking spaces for the big planes and which is the parking spaces for the little planes. I think we have to veer off here, guys. It is really coming down hard here, though. I'm gonna take this route. I know we're going way too fast for taxiing, but get another screenshot there. It's raining hard. Yeah, big planes. I'll just stick it next to a wall or something. I've actually landed here in real life. What is that thing? I don't know what that is. Floating above me. That's a bug. It's a graphic bug. It's scary. Yes, I have been to Barajas Airport in real life. Obviously, like I say, I lived on the outskirts of Madrid for 2 or 3 years. So I did take a flight from Bilbao to Madrid really early in the morning, and we were above the clouds. And man, all you could see up below you was cloud. That was it, just a blanket of cloud. And then the sun came up, guys, and the tops of all the clouds, as far as you could see, just turned into gold. It was such I wish I had a camera with me at the time. It was such an impressive sight. It was so beautiful. It was absolutely amazing. Yes, this is live weather, Hunters of Death. It is indeed. I don't want to park here. This is for the big planes. Maybe there's a bit round the back if I just keep going. Oh, here we go. Little plane parking. I know there's a jetway there, but hey, we'll just park up here. Oh, do shush. That's because I've just put the handbrake on. Right, now this plane is in a saved state, right? So that means everything that's on is going to have to be turned off. How we're doing on fuel. And next time I fly for the next leg of this journey, that's where the fuel's going to be. So I'm going to have to remember to put fuel in if I need it. Right, so let's begin the procedure of shutting everything down. First, let's cut the plane's engines. And we want to kill the panel lights and also the radio lights. Don't want to leave anything on that's going to drain the battery because the battery will drain. Although I think a lot of these systems do switch off with the battery. Oh, that yellow switch that light that we had earlier, overboost. I forgot, it's overboost. But I had to get out of the way of a mountain, so I'm sure you can understand. No, do not go away. Turn the key off this time, Rusty, because you forgot last time. Oh man, you don't focus exactly on it. See? Okay, that can stay there. Heading off. Autopilot is off. Fuel switch is off. Handbrake is on. Flaps are retracted. Which is down. Have I left anything on? I don't think so. That's kind of everything. Lights are off. Panel lights off. I think that's everything. I don't think we're going to drain the battery now. So, unlock, and I've got to do both locks. Can now step out. I don't know why my door doesn't open. I have to kind of clamber over and get out this side. But there's a nice black thing on here where you can put your feet and not damage the wing. Oh, I flew that plane yesterday with that livery. That's the A320. And I flew with that livery. Honestly, it's awesome. Listen to that storm though. I'll do one more shot here. Wow guys, the end of that flight was something else. And frame rate wise, not bad for a 1080 Ti, is it? It's not bad. Considering all that weather, flying in 2K resolution with quite a few things turned up, they did do a lot of work to increase the frame rates with the last couple of updates, or with the last update 5 it was. And it just, yeah, it's just fantastic. I mean, this airport looks amazing. This is stock scenery, right? I don't think I've got it. I don't think this is third-party scenery. I don't believe it is. But yes, this is real-world weather, and it is real AI traffic. So whether these planes are actually sitting there in real life, no idea. And this is a lazy... oh no, it's not. No, it's not. Sometimes you get what I call lazy liveries, where you have, like it would say Avianca on one side like that, and then the other side is backwards. It's mirrored. Not really. Is this correct? It is. Perfect. Yeah, Barajas, Madrid airport. As you can imagine, it's quite sizable. Is that another graphic glitch there? The skies are angry, my friends. The skies are angry. We just landed our little tiny plane in this. It was brilliant, wasn't it? That was good, no? That landing. I mean, I knew it was there. I knew the runway was there, but, and I was, because I'd taken off the autopilot, I was veering a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. I had no reference on the ground. I couldn't see the ground, so I had no reference at all. And it was a bit scary. I had to keep looking at little nav map to see, am I too much to the left? Am I too much to the right? And the answer was yes in both cases. I was always either a bit too much to the left or a bit too much to the right. And then as we got into the very, very final part, yes, it turned out I was just a little bit to the right, but not far enough to abort the landing. Still managed to get it down. Oh, man. That was something else. I'm going to close that door anyway because it's going to get wet in here otherwise. So pull the door closed, lock, and then latch up here. As you can see up here on this seam, there's still light getting in. Door isn't closed properly, so we'll just latch that. Everybody okay back there? Oh, I love this plane. I love it. The Piper, the Just Flight Piper. It was so worth its money. Unbelievable. Ah, right. I enjoyed that, guys. That was a really good one. That was seriously good. I just wonder whether we should, maybe I'll save it for another video. I was going to say just put the A320 on the runway and just take off with it just to hear it go, because it really does sound good. Oh man, forgot to bring an umbrella. Unbelievable. So typical. I don't know what frame rates I am getting, but I'm not experiencing anything that's so bad that it's stuttery or anything. Maybe we can have a quick look and see what it is. So if I just type in MSI, it should bring up Afterburner. Let's see what the frame rates are. In 2K, in the rain, with real traffic. I find real traffic to be so much better than the AI traffic as well, because the issue with the AI traffic is maybe it's my density. I've got the density set to 60, and I think I need to drop it, maybe somewhere 25, 30, because I think there's too many planes getting put down, because the air traffic control is constantly, I know it's a little bit of a bug as well, but it is constantly saying, to each plane, blah blah blah, please expedite your climb, blah blah blah, please expedite your climb, blah blah blah, please, and that's all it is, again and again and again and again, repeated. It's been a bug before and it's still one now. So apparently the frame rate is 35. How do I know? Because it says it on my keyboard display. So let's see if we can bring that up. So there's my frames, which is fine. I'm good with this. It's certainly smooth enough. I mean, I've had 35, 40 over New York. In good weather though. I've not had it in this diabolical rain weather. Man. Alright. So yeah, pretty good. 30 frames per second. Considering it's a 1080, I think is doing pretty well. I do have a lot of settings turned up. Some of them I'd like to up more, but the windshield effects are on ultra, the windshield. So I've got, when the instruments are on, you can see everything reflected in the windscreen and stuff, in the glass everywhere, which is how I like it. Okay. Reflections on that as well, look. That actual reflection of something, that looks like a glove. Are these real dynamic reflections, or is it just a pre-built one? Like a baked reflection? Oh no, I can't even tell. Can't see anything recognizable in these reflections. Oh. Anyway, that's going to do it, guys. I really enjoyed that. Yeah. We made it to Madrid. So the question, I forgot to do this. Let's say goodbye to this plane then. Thank you for getting me back safe and in one piece. in this crappy weather. Maybe next time I decide to do the next leg of the flight, I will maybe pick some more decent weather. Hang on, Roger, I ain't going quite yet. I want to check something. Because destination is Gib, and I want to see how far it is from Madrid to Gibraltar. Because we just did a 2-hour flight, so we made seriously good time. Or sorry, not time, but distance. So if we go from LEMD, which is Barajas, and we select Gibraltar, which is, I think, Rusty, LXGB. Yes. Let's see what it is. Oh, 3.5 hours. Wow. That's just twice the speed it would take in the car. Yeah, I've done 6 hours to Madrid in a car. Basically going along the coast road for a little bit, and then up, and then across, and then it's a 3-hour run from Bailén to Madrid. Yes, so the way you would drive it, or the way I did it, was Gibraltar, Malaga, and then you would veer off somewhere up here to Jaén to Cordoba, maybe? Can't remember. Jaén to Cordoba? I think so. And then Cordoba to Bailén. Where is Bailén? Toledo, that's too close to Madrid. Where's Bailén? Bailén should be down here. Where's Cordoba? There. Bailén should be here. I don't know if it's going to show it up though. There's a 3-hour motorway from Bailén to Madrid. You just get on it and just sit on it for 3 hours. Bailén. Trying to remember the names of the places you go through on route. For Cordoba, I can't remember whether I went through Cordoba. Let me just type it in. I think it's pronounced Bailén. I remember. Kind of annoyed me now. I don't know where it is on the map. I hate that when it doesn't come up. Yeah, that would be your car route, and like I say, it's like a 6-hour trip. Now where's all the names gone? Where's all the place names gone? Hello, place names. Oh, because I've tagged that. Hey, humble monk, you have kind of missed the trip, but it's worth looking back on if you're interested, because it was an awesome. Yeah, it was good. Some good stuff. Marbella. I don't know what this is. No idea what that white thing is, but I can guarantee you it's not actually there in real life. Ronda I've been to. One day I'll tell you the story of Ronda. Jesus. Bailén, though, is knocking me for 6 now. Is it so small that it just doesn't count? I'm in the wrong place. I'm spelling it wrong, am I? Bailén. Can't remember how to spell it now. Second. Yes, B-A-I. L-E-N. Bailén. That's how you spell it. But it's not search result 0, so I'm guessing it's not going to show it. So if I type in Cabra, then will it show it? No, not really. So, fair enough. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to nail this. If it's possible to show it on this map, I'm going to show it. Violin Spain. Because maybe it needs those accents, because you do get the accent on the letters. Right, Bailén, Jaén, Spain. Correct. So if I zoom out, where am I near? Linares. Yes. Okay, I remember Linares. Where is Cordoba? There's Jaén. There's Cordoba. Okay, so Cordoba is, well, pretty much here. There's Jaén. Okay, that's good. How close do you want me to get? Right. It's pretty much there. Jaén, Jaén, Bailén. It's pretty much the same thing. So you got Jaén there, and Bailén would be just above it, like this. This is Bailén right there. That's it. I just don't know why it's not showing it up. Maybe it's just too small of a place, which I wasn't expecting. But yeah, it's there. And then from Jaén, just Jaén, Bailén, and then just straight up to Madrid from there. And this, from there to Madrid, that to there is 3 hours on the motorway. Boom. So it's kind of surprising because we have the plane doing this in 3.5 hours. So the question is, do we, on the next one, do we go Madrid to Gibraltar, 3.5 hours? Or do we break it down into 2 and maybe land at either Cordoba or Linares? If there's any airport. There's Bailén, cheeky bugger. It had to be there. Yes, right. Anyway, yeah, and it does have the correct accent on the letters as well. There's Bailén. There it is. Yeah, so I don't know whether to do it in one go along the E5. How do you know? How did you know that, Mark? Yes, along the E5. You are very well informed. Oh, Juan Roman. Que Juan. Sorry, that's a stupid joke. Right. Yes, so I don't know what you guys, if you're interested in watching the next stage, would you want to see the whole thing in one go? Because I wouldn't do it like this. I would swing out from probably down to Malaga and then come out to sea, right? And then have a waypoint like there. But don't add it there though. Why is it not on this list then? It'd be on the list and we can swap these around. Yeah, just come from Malaga, come down across the Mediterranean here, and then straight across onto runway 9, I think it is. Runway 27, sorry, runway 9's this way. Yeah, so runway 27, landing in Gibraltar. That is the goal. Yeah, it doesn't matter which side you come in from. Where's my old house? There, I lived here. This block of flats, that's where I lived, right there. So the harbour. I can tell you all this is the petrol station for Morrison's supermarket, which is here. It isn't. It is. What the hell's this? Oh yeah, they did have that front. Of course they did. This is the supermarket car park. I have no idea what this building is. Was it there? Maybe. Yes, it must be. Oh, yes, it's that block of flats. This used to be, where that block of flats is, and this used to be waste ground years ago. This entire building is the hospital across there. These down here are offices, and this building is called Eurotowers, which is where I used to live. And where my mouse pointer is, the point of it, is the studio apartment I used to have, which gave me a complete view of the rock, the patio windows. Very cool. We have Queensway, takes you to Queensway Quay, which is here. Very expensive apartments, super expensive. Actually, I'm getting my coordinates wrong. This is Queensway Quay. Yeah, the penthouses here are around, well, they were 1 million when I was there. It's probably gone up now. Probably like 1.5, maybe 2 million now. And it's on the top floor, but it doesn't take up the entire top floor. It's kind of, there's 2 penthouses, so you got like, the penthouse is equivalent of two normal flats, but you're on a main road. You know, you'd think for 1 million you'd want to get something a bit better than staying on a main road. This is used to be the cinema, Queen Cinema right there. And then right here, this building is the cable car that goes up the rock. Ding, 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 ding to this station. And then ding, 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 ding. Where's the other station? Oh, it must be this one. You've got cable cars going up and down. I never went on it. I think I did when I was younger, though. And for some reason, Europa Point, very famous for one thing. It's Lighthouse, which is right there. And they don't have it in the game. Simulator, the Lighthouse. Really bizarre. This is a mosque. Cricket ground. Yeah, you got a free tour of Gibraltar thrown into this stream, guys. And then, of course, the infamous, well, first we've got Victoria Stadium, and then get my bearings here. Where's Eastern Beach? Right, so this is a cemetery. Then you have, what the hell? There's a big chunk of land missing. So you're driving down the road. Suddenly, you need a boat. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, and then you're back on the road again. Where's the road gone? Last time I knew, it wasn't flooded. I don't think it is road. I think it's meant to be greenery, because this, yeah, it's meant to be greenery. Or shadow. I think it's just shadow. Yes, it's shadow. That's what it is. So yeah, down here into Eastern Beach. Then you have the MOT test center and Honda dealership here. Oh yeah. This curve was called the black spot. It barely looks like a corner, but when you drive round it, man, it's completely blind. Crashed a car there once. We were racing and somebody got in my way, so I had to swerve. Both worlds, like retirement places there. And we come through here. Oh, this is both worlds, beg your pudding. This is, I forget what that's called now. This is both worlds, retirement, chalets, shall we say. And then you come around here, you go into the tunnel, takes you through the tunnel, which there's a jump in the middle of the tunnel. I have taken off there before. Come out the tunnel, you carry on down this road. Ding, 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 ding. Down through here. Oh yeah, brilliant. Time was in when they took the photo. Yes, I mean, this is Bing Maps as well, so I'm not quite sure how old the images are. I know some of the images here, some people have said that they go way back to 2008, I think. But I can pretty much tell or date this based on the buildings, because there's always building work going on in Gibraltar, so I can always tell, like, let me see now. Where is Naval Ground Car Park? This is fairly newish, this car park here, because they took one away from us. We had a car park that was... I'm trying to get my bearings here. What the hell? My God, is it this? It is, that's a leisure centre. Okay, so all these buildings here, that used to be just car park, I believe. It was all car park. And they took it away, built those things, and gave us this little thing. And parking is at a premium in Gibraltar, so that didn't help. I wonder where my old office is. Right, I need the governor's building then. Okay, there's the cable car. There's Queensway Quay, so we come down. This will be Main Street here. Shopping in Main Street. The governor's building would be here. And I don't know why there's a white splodge there. That could be the corner building. Yes, it is, because this is the Angry Friar pub. So my office building, there's the court. And my office building was pretty much right where my little handy is there. That was the office I worked in. Oh, dipped. And of course, when you're going into Spain from Gibraltar, as people do every day, you would come down Winston Churchill Avenue here. This is Devil's Tower Road. Then you go straight down, and then there's a runway. There just happens to be a runway there. Where before 9/11 happened, there was you would normally get the planes that would taxi down the runway or up the runway sometimes. Well, planes that landed would go up that way. So you get planes ready to take off. Depends, both directions. But let's say you get a plane that's going down there, like an Airbus or something. And as it trickles down there, the barrier would open, letting cars go past while the plane's taxiing. And then they would close again when the plane's ready to take off. So you could do that. But since 9/11, they don't. Now, when the plane lands, the barriers stay closed the whole time. Until the plane has gone into the new airport. So yeah, you've got to wait the whole time. So there's queues building up on both sides. But back in the day then, it was not uncommon that you could drive across the runway, look to your right, and there's a plane coming at you. And it's kind of surreal to share a piece of tarmac with a commercial airliner. But it was common. It just happened every single day. And then here, you'd come down here. This is the new airport building. The old one was this. That's how small the old airport was. Then they built this one. And then you would drive up here, because this right here is the frontier between Spain. This is Spain. These two grey areas, that's Spain. And then that is Gibraltar. So you've got this. This is the border there between Spanish territory and British territory. Then you would drive up there, and this is the loop where cars would queue, or will do queue, in 4 lanes. You've got 4 lanes of cars going around there, and then they go through here, through this little section right there, into the where the passport check is, and then you go through there. This has changed as well into customs, where they might check your car, they might not check your car. And then you just drive out into La Linea and off you go. Very contentious piece of property, this frontier. Queues building up, politics, nightmare. Yeah, and La Linea as well has a bull ring. I think that must be this. Yeah, get rid of that, yeah. It does have a bull ring. I never bothered going. It's just not for me. Honestly, La Linea is quite you can tell just by looking at it. Driving around it is, yeah, you can get lost. And they're all kind of white buildings with orange roofs. So it's very typical for Spain now. But yeah, Campamento. And I lived in Puente Mayorga, which was horrible. because it has a refinery here, which just stinks, man. It's really bad, and it's not good for your system. Thankfully, I got out of there. Moved to San Roque, not this one. Yes, that one, but it wasn't here. It was, I live here. There. I lived in here. Right, so this was my tip of my mouse pointers where my flat was. I was renting. We had a communal swimming pool, and you can't see it on the map, but there's a grapefruit tree there, which I used to go down and get breakfast from. These are garages we used to put our cars in, and while my car was in this garage, there was a commotion outside one day, and somebody said that a bull had come down here. Somebody had chased a bull down. A bull. And the bull decided to run into my garage and stick its horn into one of my doors. Yeah. Thankfully, though, being next door to Spain, it's not too difficult to explain that to your insurance company. But yeah, I used to live in this little complex here. Very nice, quiet place. Yes, very cool. Anyway, that's my life. And that's how we're going down to Gibraltar in the plane. Started in Gloucestershire, ended up down in London. Then we went to Jersey, Channel Islands, wasn't it? And then to... Did we go from the Channel Islands to Pamplona? No, we went to Saint-Aignan in France, didn't we? And then from there to Pamplona, Pamplona to Madrid, and now possibly Madrid to Gibraltar if I can face doing that flight. Otherwise, we'll split it down the middle and maybe fly to, I don't know, maybe Granada. I think there is an airport in Granada, I believe so. Yeah, we will see how it works out, guys. I will plan it out and we'll do that. So, for those of you still here, thank you for... Oh, why didn't they build a tunnel under the runway? That's a funny question. Well, it's not really, but it's funny you should ask me. They are doing that. They are, in fact, doing that. When it's going to be completed, I don't know, but the works were underway when I was there. So it's going to be around the Eastern Beach area. So if we're looking at the runway, Eastern Beach is here. So yeah, they are coming in. I'm not quite sure how it's going to work, but they are building a tunnel under the runway into Spain. So you'll come out in Spain. You'll literally come out in Spain, and then they'll probably just close this off. Yes, I think that's happening. I'll have to ask my nephew. He's still there, so I'll ask him. I'll just say any news on the tunnel. But yeah, they were working on it. But where the development process is right now, no idea. Yeah, and there's a lot of tobacco smuggling that happens here. So you get the rigid inflatable boats coming from Europa Point, the tobacco smugglers going down to Ceuta, Morocco, pick up the stuff. You can imagine these boats, they're just like life rafts, but bigger, black, tough things with 2 500 horsepower Mercury engines on the back. They fly, trust me, because you have to outrun the cops, right? Who've got guns. So yeah, so they pick up the hash or the bags from here. This is common knowledge. I mean, it's not like I'm giving anything away. Yeah, I knew quite a few guys that did this. And yeah, so Ceuta, they'd pick up the hash or the cigarettes, and they would drop them off, sometimes in broad friggin' daylight, on the beaches of La Linea, in front of all the people on the beach, and just start loading up vans. But it was done really quickly. But yeah, even in broad daylight, they would do it. They were just so brazen. Yeah. Anyway, it was a fun life. Oh, that chapter's closed for now. Who knows? I might end up back in Gibraltar one day. We will see. Anyway, until then, guys, I hope you enjoyed the flight. I did. It was a little bit hairy at the end. I'll admit it was a little bit scary, but we managed it and got down in one piece, and the plane lives to fly another day. So, until then, I thank you, and I will catch you on the next one. Until then, bye-bye.